Yet another report has found that the Toronto police was wrong to not notify Ontario's police watchdog after an off-duty police officer assaulted a teenager. That report reviews some disturbing allegations made against Toronto police in the 2016 beating of Dafonte Miller. Michael Theriault, the off-duty Toronto police constable, and his brother Christian alleged Dafonte Miller was breaking into vehicles that night 5 years ago when they pursued him, also claiming self-defense. Miller, then 19, denied this and was left with life-altering injuries, including permanent vision loss, his left eye, a broken nose, and a fractured wrist. Neither Toronto police or Durham police, who responded to the scene in Whitby, alerted the Special Investigations Unit. It is a legal obligation for police to notify the agency of incidents of serious injury, allegations of sexual assault, or death involving officers.
We're ultimately here to determine whether the Toronto Police Service should have notified the SIU, and we did confirm that they should have.
The review, completed by Waterloo Regional Police at the request of then Toronto Police Chief Mark Saunders, looks at the policies and procedures of the force and the conduct of its officers. In the Toronto Police Board meeting today, Chief James Raymer said the now retired Inspector Edward Boyd was experienced and ultimately responsible to notify the SIU, but didn't. As a result, he finds no fault in another inspector who he notes was new at the time and reliant on Boyd. Raymer, who apologized late last year, adds TPS has made changes based on the review, including when the SIU should be notified.
One of the issues we had in 2016 is we had no duty inspectors. We lost the ability to actually attend the scene and be there to witness all the details and events. And that's something we have since corrected by having a full duty inspector cadre. So that would have been helpful on that night in question.
It was Miller's legal counsel who later notified the SIU. Today, lawyer Julian Faulkner released this statement saying the Toronto Police Service failed Dafonte Miller once again, and quote, Inspector Boyd is retired and apparently Inspector Morero is just following orders, and so he won't be disciplined either. Chief Saunders, Inspector Boyd have all retired out of accountability. The more they drag their feet on these matters, the more opportunities those in charge have to ride off into the sunset without answering for their part in the cover-up. Retired police officers aren't subject to the Police Services Act. John Theriault, Michael's father, has also retired. The senior Theriault, who came to the scene near his home that night back in 2016, was working in the Toronto Police Service's Professional Standards Unit at the time. WRPS was also asked to review his actions, saying there were several concerns raised that he improperly influenced, finding, quote, WRPS was unable to find any information or indication that he offered any undue influence in this matter or became involved in this matter or was involved in any decision regarding the notification of the SIU.
We were unable to identify any information that would support that the senior, Mr. Theriault, had unduly influenced any decision-making that went on that evening.
Michael Theriault was found guilty of assaulting Dafonte Miller and received a 9-month sentence. He is hoping to bring his case before the Supreme Court of Canada. A civil lawsuit has also been started on behalf of Dafonte Miller. Through his lawyer today, he criticized TPS for again not being transparent, saying, quote, this isn't an effective way to build bridges with my family and the Black community. In Toronto, I'm Faiza Amin for City News.